Hello everybody, this is Lila in Hawaii. I was making some little Easter baskets to hold the cookies I made. The cookies that I made were chili, I think they're Polish cookies. They're like crescent cookies with a little confectioner sugar sprinkled over them, and they're made with almond meal. So I made a bunch of those today. They're like kurabedis or bieres, those Greek cookies, similar. Anyway, I thought I would show you. These are the bags I made for holding them, and I put a doily inside, and then I'll wrap the cookies in saran wrap and put them in there. So here's another one of the baskets. So I've got two baskets made. Actually, I've got more baskets made. And here's a little chicken I made too, little Easter chicken. There's another one. I gave the pattern for this one and some supplies to the little friends of mine who do crafts with me sometimes. Anyway, the way you make those baskets are very easy. They're very quaint, very cute. I like the way they look. And there are two different ways you can fold the top. It's not much difference really. Kind of similar. Anyhow, you need a square of paper or cardstock. And on the two that I've just shown you, these two, I used cardstock. And I'm out of cardstock, but it's best if you have that, and double-sided's nice. Anyway, here's one made from paper. You need a square, and the sides should be divisible by 3. So you make a grid of 3 across, 3 down, and then you cut on one side only 3 cuts to the center. Don't cut this side because you'd cut the piece right out. And so then after you've cut them, you fold them. This is just to shape it and sort of make a fold. And so you can just make a fold like that. You also need a piece of some cardstock or the same thing to make the handle, and any other little trimmings. I didn't trim mine, but you could put a little, you know, one of those little round things that you, if you had one of those punches, which I don't, but if you did, you could put a little punch or something there. I didn't do that. Anyway, the way you make them is you need some of this gold glue. It's so easy, and I'm sure you know how to make these. Anyway, then the next thing to do is decide if you want the flap to be inside, like so, because you've got to arrive at a point at the top. Now, if you put it inside, that's actually the correct way, but on this one, I don't know if you can see, but I did it differently because I want a little more oomph. So instead of putting the little flap inside, I put it there, and then I put this one over, so that way you've just got a little extra piece. I don't know if you can even see that, but you've got an extra little flange. I'm going to do it the traditional way. So you need to take this and put some glue on it, and then a bit of glue on one of the flaps, and you fold it over, and then you fold the other one to fold to meet, like so. Then repeat and do on the other side. As I say, this is paper, it's not cardstock, so it's not quite as easy to work with. Okay, so I've got that inside. Then I'm going to put this one there. This is at an angle, an oblique angle. And then you put that on top, and that gives you the point. And then this gives you the shape. So here you are. This is the shape of your little basket. Now inside, you may find you need a little dab of glue on those inner flaps. Maybe you didn't quite get that enough. I mean, you want it to hold together. You don't want to open up and all the cookies fall out. Oh, that would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Now, the only other thing is, do you want to put a bottom in this? to make it a little sturdier. Yes, maybe I do, so I could cut an extra piece and then I could put it in there. You could also put it on the outside if you wanted. So I'm putting that inside like that. Okay. Actually looks pretty good with paper, doesn't it? I didn't think it looked so good without the cardstock, but it's pretty good. This one was 21 centimeters square. They're all different. Okay, so I've got that. Now to make the handle, I choose a piece of either the same or something different, and I'm going to align it with the basket, just where I feel like it should be, as long as I should have it, and that's too long in my book. So I'm going to tear off some of it, and then what I'll do next is just put some glue on there, on each end of the handle. And this is where I probably have to hold it for a minute, but I'm going to put that on that side, and then this on this side. So that's those handles attached. And of course, I put a doily inside this one. This is the same size. So I've put a doily inside. It's ready to accept the cookies. And the way you put the doily in, while that's setting up a bit, I'll show you. The way you put the doily in is you take the doily and you fold it, and you fold it into 4. Or if it's a bigger one, like this is a bigger basket, you would fold it into 5. And then you set it inside. This is the one, isn't it? You set it inside like that. And then you can put you've got sort of 4 compartments. Of course, your cookies need to be wrapped. And they're nice in these little cellophane bags, just wrapped in Glad wrap or something. And you can put the different cookies in the different little spaces like that. Okay, so now I've made this little basket. And the only other thing is to decorate it. Now, I don't go all out for decorating. I think it's enough just like that. So I chose some wrinkled up seam binding that I dyed myself, and I'm just going to put a bow on top. That's all I do. Of course, you can make the bow first and then glue it on, but I usually do this. And as I say, I made cookies this morning. I made 24. And it doesn't sound like many, but that's what the recipe made. And I'm going to give them to, I'll divide them up between some friends that are like my neighbors and things. Okay, this is not happening. Okay. So I'm tying up that. Tying it up with trouble. So I've just tied it over the top of that. I'm trying to be careful because I don't think the handle's quite dry yet. Now I'm just going to tie a bow. And that's it. There you go. I'm not going to bring out another doily, but I've got plenty. However, I think I showed you on the other, and I hope you get the idea. You just put it in there, fold it in 4, and that way you've got it. So here again is my little chicken. This is a pincushion bumble. And if you, let me see, did I do that right? Yes. If you have any interest in this, maybe I'll do a project sometime on that. And then here's another one I made. These are for neighbors. That's for a neighbor. This is for a neighbor. And this one's for a neighbor. So happy Easter, everybody. Let me know how you like them, and if you use the idea. Thanks for watching. Stay well. Bye-bye. This is Lily.